Good morning, everyone, and welcome to You're in Good Company, a show devoted to bring out the good so we all become great. And think about this, great is good, but good is only a step away from being great. And I have the honor of being your host today. For all of you that I have not personally met, let me introduce myself. I'm JD Myers II, Senior Vice President, Virginia Region Manager for Cox Communication. And I'm telling you, I am ecstatic to be here with you today. So today, we're going to talk about the National Association of Multi-Ethnicity in Communication, better known, because that's a mouthful, better known as NAMIC. And if you're not one already, we're going to discuss why you need to become a member and the benefits of being a member, because membership here has its benefits. This is one of the best investments you could make in your career planning journey. Trust me, I know. I've been a member, wow, I'm going to say nearly 13, 14 years now. The training, the networking, career development, the resources are all top shelf. But you don't have to take my word for it. Joining us here today, we've got three outstanding experts on the topic. Alexandra Latimer, she is the president of NAMIC Capital Area. Then you've got Jose Morales, senior coordinating producer of Dun 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 Dun. Yeah, Jose, I know the joke is old, but it's a great joke of ESPN. And then you have Sanjita Subramanian. She is the Diversity Education Chair of the National Capital Area. On the screen, you can see a few of their extraordinary career achievements, backgrounds, and LinkedIn contact information. Don't hesitate to reach out to them on LinkedIn and make a connection. Okay, let's get started. But first, let me frame this conversation for you. I've been thinking about this all day. You are all aware that our nation is reeling from twin pandemics of COVID 19 and systematic racism. So many people are losing their jobs, families are hurting, and communities are worried about their future. But there's one thing that is very, very clear: our country is demanding awareness, opportunity, and positive action to combat racial injustice and systems of oppression. Your fellow employees of all races are no longer satisfied with the status quo, and companies are relying on organizations just like NAMIC to help them build strong teams, diverse teams, and organizational cultures and systems that foster diversity, inclusion, equity, and acceptance. NAMIC is focused on building a legacy for future generations to help our society in America live up to its stated ideas of, yes, this idea, liberty and justice for all. NAMIC is truly a thought leader in society's effort to drive inclusion, diversity, equity among people of all colors and all races. NAMIC plays a significant role in leading that charge and leading that effort, enabling all of us with the opportunity to participate, lean in, and engage. So if you were unaware, NAMIC is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. They've been around a while. Congratulations to NAMIC. The mission of NAMIC is pretty simple. It is to educate, advocate, and empower the multi-ethnic diversity in communication industry. It couldn't be more needed now than it is today. Okay, now that you know a little more about this phenomenal organization called NAMIC, let's get to know our guests and get to hear from them and learn from them about NAMIC from their perspective. So let's kick off the first question. NAMIC is known to help facilitate the personal and professional development of individuals of all levels. So tell us how you have personally benefited from being a member of NAMIC. We're going to start with you, Alex.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction, JD, and thank you to Cox for having us. Capital Area is honored and humbled, and I'm a little biased, but this chapter has some of the best members and chapter allies um, across the country. So we're very thankful for that. And to answer your question, this chapter, this Capital Area chapter, which services the DC, Maryland, and Northern Virginia region, we're a small chapter, but we're mighty. So I was able to come straight in and become a volunteer and offer up skills that I had, as well as develop skills that were completely out of the scope of my 9 to 5 job. I'm a researcher by trade, but through NAMIC, I was able to dabble in marketing, corporate level event planning, fundraising, financial planning, and now as president, leadership management and public speaking. 2 years ago, if you asked me, None of these skills would have been on my resume, nor did I think I needed them. But here I am, and I'm grateful for them because NAMIC opened so many doors and allowed a safe space to grow and be diverse in skill while nourishing the platform that encourages and elevates diverse voices. And that last part, being a part of the change agent, which is also known as NAMIC, that promotes diversity in this industry, that's the biggest benefit for me. And I couldn't get that anywhere else.
That is awesome. Actually, NAMIC should be charging you because you got way too many skills from NAMIC. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, Jose,
Yes,
we're going
sir.
to reach into you and ESPN. You know I'm a fan because I gave you the jingle. So we're going to lead into you. So tell me what NAMIC has done for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, thank you for having me, JD and Cox. For me, I was one of three people at ESPN selected for NAMIC's Executive Leadership Development Program. For those of you who don't know exactly what that is, it's executives of color from all over the media industry selected in this year-long program. It's run by the University of Virginia's Darden School of Business. So a very, very prestigious program. My background is in storytelling. I'm a journalist, storyteller. So the first thing I did when I was selected was, well, let me figure out what this is, right? Let me do some research on this program because I didn't know about it. I researched, I talked to people who had been through it, and the reviews were incredible. Honestly, one of the folks I talked to called it life changing. Another young man I talked to basically parlayed it for him into a VP position at another network. Left my network to go to another network, but great for him. So the reviews were great. I wanted to take part in it. And so for me, it's absolutely lived up to the hype. It came at a perfect time for me. I was promoted to my position in May of 19, right when this started. I'm a creative, I'm a journalist, I'm a storyteller. I didn't view myself as a business leader. So being enrolled in this program, taking part in the resources that it's given me, leadership training, advice dealing with complicated personalities when you're running a group, learning some of the number crunching that goes into big business. There's been 360 feedback from my peers. Honestly, it's all lived up to all the hype, and it's been incredible for me. And I'm sad it's coming to an end.
That is awesome. So you're currently enrolled right now.
I am, yes.
So I'll probably see you at graduation in Virginia. So ELDP, Executive Leadership Development course, is probably the most elite course in our industry. Actually, what's your class number?
That's a great question. I'm not sure what our class number is. That's a good one. I don't know.
You've got to be closer to 20 or 25.
I want to say I'm 20, but I didn't want to be wrong.
So I'm class 5.
Oh, wow.
So that tells you how long ago that's been, but it's a phenomenal program. It's a life-changing program. You were right. So I'm so glad you're getting a chance to attend, and that is one of NAMIC's most elite. It actually is their elite program. So awesome. Congratulations to you. Sangeeta, how are you?
Good, JD. How are you? It's nice to see you, sir.
Good to see you again, too. It's been like a month of Sundays. So tell us a little bit about what NAMIC has done for you.
Yeah, so I am an NAMIC success story. I got my first full-time for-profit job because of NAMIC, and we'll talk about that later. I was in the nonprofit industry before that. And I just want to, for this question, I want to talk about our membership directory, because with any professional association, the membership directory is often the most underutilized. That's the first thing that I used, and it got me in the room with the VP of Audience Development at Fox, the VP of Communications at CBS, our friends here at Cox, and many other organizations as well in the industry. And all I said was, I'm a fellow member of NAMIC. Can I have 15 minutes on your calendar for informational interview? And just like that, instant friendships.
Awesome. That membership direction is
Directory.
Directory is the new currency. And
Yes.
people underestimate the power of networking through that directory. So that's called social capital. If you haven't looked up that word before, look that word up. That's what that directory provides you, social capital. So it's super powerful. So everybody has their own personal story. You guys begin to kind of walk us down this with your own personal experiences in regards to NAMIC. So continue to tell us a little bit more about how it's helped to advance and grow your career. I mean, share a little more insight into what it's done for you. So we're going to start with, we're going to go right back to where we left off, to one of my favorite people. So go right ahead.
Absolutely, JD. Thank you so much. So I'm going to talk to you guys about the mentorship program. I mentioned it briefly, how that NAMIC helped me get that job. It was actually at Amazon. Before, I worked with my mentor, who is the VP of HR at Time Warner. It was 1 year, once a month. And, she gave me a series of homework assignments. We talked about my goals and we worked backwards. And she said something really simple to me. She said, "You're telling 2 stories in your resume. I need you to delete everything and tell 1 story." And once I told 1 story, that's when, Disney called me back, Target called me back, Amazon called me back. And as I said, I had only worked in nonprofit before, and nobody, wanted to. It was like a catch-22, right, JD? You know how that is. Yes. So NAMIC opens doors, so why not join?
That is awesome. That's a phenomenal story. Thank you for sharing that. So Jose, let's dig a little deeper into that ELDP experience. I mean, that executive development leadership program is phenomenal. I was class 5. So you are learning some stuff that I didn't even learn now in Virginia, because I went to UCLA. So tell us a little bit about that and share a little more insight.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I touched on this earlier. I come from the creative side of the business. On the creative side of the business, you can be quite isolated. You get into your own head and you produce your own stories, and you don't necessarily open up to the outside world. So what ELDP has allowed me to do is really network beyond my normal everyday. I think being on the creative side, I had a large network of creative people that I could go to for advice, right? That would be directors, camera operators, editors, animators, etc. What I didn't have in my network were business executives, and certainly business executives of color, right? I didn't have any of that. So meeting these folks, being in the room with them, sharing stories from my perspective and hearing their stories has been incredible. And what you can't, I can't even state this strongly enough. The friendships that have come out of this for me has been something that'll far outweigh any of some of the advice that I've gotten, right? Just being able to call X person from this network or from this company and just ask advice, or just talk about every day, and especially in these times of chaos, has been so rewarding for me. And again, when I say times of chaos, we are in it, right? We are in these times of chaos. And I found myself leaning on that group more than my peers at ESPN. So when George Floyd's murder happened, I didn't necessarily want to get together with some of the people around me. I know I had to, but I wanted to lean into that network because I know they had a different perspective than a lot of the people I talked to at ESPN. So again, it all came at a wonderful time for me, and I can't say enough good things about it.
That's phenomenal. I mean, I went in 2007, and my network is still live and real.
That's
and
great.
We still connect. So that won't end. It's one step beyond what you had when you went to college. Remember the bond you had at college?
Yeah.
This bond goes another level, because now these people have money. So this is a much better network to have. So outstanding connection there. So thank you for sharing that. So Alex, you want to lean in on this?
I do. And I'm going, as president, I'm going to go into pitch mode for a second, and then call to action a bit, because as it relates to developing your career, becoming a member and being actively involved in NAMIC, one of the things that it does is it shows your company that you mean business. So by taking your professional development into your own hands and becoming a member, volunteering for a committee, showing up for events, even shows your company and your boss and your coworkers that you're proactive and willing to seek out your own growth. Great companies will match that energy. They'll recognize and see and add you as an asset, because they recognize, this person really wants to grow. I see it. A lot of times we want things. Everybody wants 97% raise, and they want to be promoted, and they want all of these amazing things. But what do we, how do we go for it ourselves? Like, what are we doing? What are we actively doing to show that we deserve that? Yeah, we're working hard, and I don't discredit anyone's hard work, but sometimes you have to take the extra step. And NAMIC offers that, and especially because NAMIC is so respected and so well connected in this industry, when you attach yourself to a brand like NAMIC and are actively involved, that really shows that I'm passionate, not just about growth, but also about diversity. You're adding that added layer about, being interested in understanding the value of diversity. You're truly becoming an asset to your company and to yourself. And even if you're looking, to pivot to another career or another company, again, being connected with NAMIC allows you to gain those soft skills that I talked about. Like I said, I can do anything from balance a budget to plan an event, and whatever it is that you weren't gaining in your 9 to 5, maybe because it was out of the scope of your job, or maybe because it was a completely different field from what you do. Gaining those things, being a part of NAMIC and gaining, those skills allows you to pad your resume. And like Sangeetha already mentioned about that, utilizing that membership directory, tapping into your resources, because again, I'll keep drilling it. NAMIC is very well connected. Being able to utilize that membership directory and taking a part of programs like ELDP or the Leadership Seminar, which is a baby version of the ELDP, but still very impactful. I'm coming off the heels of that. I did that in 2019 and I loved it, and echo many of the sentiments that both JD and you, Jose, share from the ELDP with the Leadership Seminar. So being a part of NAMIC truly increases your brand, increases your visibility, and allows you to align yourself with a company who, I think they know a little bit about what they're doing. They've been doing this for 40 years and they've had a lot of success with it. So why not?
That's pretty cool. I'm going to have you roll up your sleeve, because I swear that says, there's a NAMIC tattoo right there on your arm. There's got to be. There's got to be a tattoo on your arm.
I thought I hid that.
That was really well done. Really well done. So this is going to be my last question for all of you. So can each of you briefly outline some great things that NAMIC does? When I mean talk about great things, some great programs over beyond what we've already talked about now: leadership development, the membership directory, ELDP. Let's talk about a few other things. Give me some examples of some things about committees, and let's go a little deeper into mentorship programs and share some of those final thoughts with the group. So we're going to kick this off, and we'll start with you, Alex.
Sure. So again, I'm championing the Capital Area chapter, and I am standing on some really, truly amazing shoulders. Sangeetha is our immediate past president, and she brought me in. She thrust me directly into this leadership role. It wasn't something I was expecting or would have imagined. But
I know talent, babe.
she does. But our chapter is really focused on diversity education as well as professional development. So we've had to think out the box, right? No one likes that old boring forum where someone's just talking at you and telling you all of the things that make them amazing, but not how to get it for yourself. So we've been focused for the last couple of years on how can we creatively, weave in professional development with everyday things. So we've had improv events that show you how to answer those tough questions and how to present on the fly. Everybody, I'm sure, has some experience being in a room and you're asked the question that you weren't prepared for. So how do you get to that answer? So we've also had programs, master classes, where we got to learn from experts, where we got to learn their journey to where they are and what makes them unique and how they navigate in breaking glass ceilings, and how they navigate through this industry being a person of a diverse background. We also have, where we're coming off the heels of a very, very big high for an event we had recently called Reducing Corporate Headwinds for Men of Color. So we're really championing and interested in having those tough conversations, especially now. We know that we can't shy away from them, and we don't want to, especially this chapter, but all of our sister chapters as well across the country. There's 18 of them all over the United States. We're making sure that we're having tough conversations because the only way, and we're going to keep having them until we don't have to have them anymore. So get used to it. So those are just some of the things that we're doing to make sure that we're constantly elevating and lifting diverse voices, and making sure that we're putting people in a room with diverse, so it becomes normal. We're trying to normalize what we, see every day. We're trying to make sure that this industry continues to be and continues to develop to be representative of the world around us.
Awesome. Alex, that is awesome. So Jose, what you got for me? I know you have something else to share.
Yeah, so I don't work for NAMIC, right? So here's what I'm going to tell you. NAMIC is just different. It's just different. I've been a part of other professional organizations, and this has felt different from the beginning for me. And especially in these times, and I mentioned this earlier, we are in uncharted water in many ways with a pandemic, and also throw in social injustice and what we're going through on a daily basis. And, I've been stuck in this room for God knows how long. I need personal connections. I need human interaction. I need a network. I need to call people I trust. And NAMIC has given me all those things. So, I'm here to just tell you it's been great for me. It's going to continue to be great for me. And I'm looking forward to the days I can actually get out of this room, I'm in Connecticut, head to New York, meet up with some of my ELDP cohort folks, and just share, talk, laughter, dinner, drink, and just be together again, because those people have become a part of my life, and they wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for NAMIC. So
that is awesome. I can guarantee you when you graduate from NAMIC, your famous words are going to be, "This was life-changing." I can tell you. I don't know a soul that hasn't done that. And by the way, let's send Jose a couple virtual hugs, because he needs one. We're gonna send you some virtual hugs, my friend. All right. Sankita, talk to me. Close me out.
Absolutely. So, fun fact, Alex and I don't work for NAMIC. We are volunteers. We have full-time jobs, we have full-time lives, and we're putting in, the sweat, blood, and tears because we really believe in the mission, and we really believe in our members' professional development, diversity education, all that stuff. So, you mentioned, JD, you wanted me to mention a couple other tidbits that NAMIC has. We have diversity research, okay? I want you guys to go on NAMIC.com right now and download all the research that we have, educate yourself. It's been there for years. We have a job bank. We have a national conference that's coming up virtually. I want you to sign up, guys. We have events virtual now and in person soon enough to give Jose that virtual hug, and that will turn into a real hug, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's really about creating a sense of community and wellness because those soft skills that Alex mentioned, like when I was asked to be president of NAMIC Capital Area, I declined. Because I have always been the right hand, and I had never seen a woman that looked like me in a position of influence or leadership or whatever word you want to use. And it's so funny because that evening, right after I declined the invitation to be president of my chapter, I ran into Kamala Harris on the street. And we started talking, and I realized because she's a half Thelma woman, half Black woman, I'm like, as a fellow Thelma woman, I can't now. If you see it, you can be it, right, JD? So
absolutely,
I saw it, and I was like, this is a sign. I have to step up. I have to step into something where I have the infrastructure and a safe space with NAMIC and a community of people who truly care about me, who are there for genuine connection. We all have battles that we have to deal with at JD, right? Like, I'm so over politics. Like, office politics is not my thing. But when I come to NAMIC, I get to be my full, authentic self. And I want you guys to join. Please join. And this is where we all crave friendship in our adult lives, right? You mentioned college earlier, right? Yeah. It's not easy. Let's be frank. It's not easy to make friends in our adult lives. We got a lot going on. NAMIC does that for you. We are a community. We bridge that gap.
Wow. I need a moment. That was pretty deep. I need a moment. Thank you so very much. I mean, first and foremost, all of us now, we're all connected forever, just so you know. So Jose, I'm going to be reaching out to you because we're going to connect because you work for my favorite network. So we're going to connect without a doubt. I just, wow, I don't know what else to say except we need to wrap this up now. And I want to make sure that everybody knows that you need to figure out how to become a member of NAMIC. If this didn't compel you, then you may want to check your pulse. You may want to check your pulse. This has been phenomenal. And you can purchase a membership today right on their website, namiccapitalarea.com. Go to that website. I'm going to say it again, namiccapitalarea.com. And you can definitely purchase a membership right there. And be sure to use the promotion code. They have a promotion code out there called In Good Company. It'll get you 10% off your membership. And here's a bonus. The first 10 people who sign up for that membership, you're going to receive a 1 hour complimentary executive coaching session with your purchase of your membership kick. Now that will kick off the start of your career goals. And I'm going to throw a bonus on top of that. Randomly, I'm going to take one of those 1 hours for somebody. I'm going to take one of them. So you guys can hold me accountable. You can do a random drawing. And out of those 10 people, I'll take one of them. I'll take one of the 1 hours. I'd love to do that.
Do I have to drop my membership and rejoin to get that hour with you, Katie? And Alex and Jose? Come on, we all want that too.
How do I get that? I want that hour.
We'll figure that out. I promise you we'll figure that out. And I would be remiss if I didn't kind of echo something you also said, which is the 34th annual NAMIC conference is happening October 6th through the 9th. And the reason that's so essential, first and foremost, that's called Diversity Week, if you've never heard of it. It's usually held in New York. It's called Diversity Week, but due to COVID-19 guidelines, the NAMIC conference for the first time is going to be virtual. That's never happened before. So let's think about the theme NAMIC has this year. Building a legacy, the future is now. Building a legacy, the future is now. So I'd say, once again, go to the website and sign up. That's NAMICcapitalarea.com and sign up. Be a NAMIC member and attend this conference. I'm going to be there. I can tell you right now, it's going to be a phenomenal event. I haven't missed that conference except once since 2007. It is the best conference I've ever been to. Make sure you do that. So in closing, I want to take an opportunity to thank a special thank you to all my guests here. You guys were absolutely phenomenal. It was a pleasure getting to know all of you, and I appreciate the fact that you're all NAMIC members. Seems like I was a NAMIC member long before you, but it doesn't matter when you start as long as you join. We're sitting that pitch out again, as long as you join. And to all of you viewers, thank you for joining us today. Remember, you're in good company. This show is dedicated and devoted to bringing out the good so we all become great. We will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Bye now.